Hi, everybody. Welcome to AITA Pod. I'm Danny Vega, joined by the inimitable Shanny.
That's me.
Okay, that was a little flat there. That's me.
That's me.
Well, we should be excited because this is one of the best themes I think you've put together here, Shans. I'm loving this
It's
one.
so random, though.
But it's so relatable. I was laughing really hard. We're going to get right to the situations. We'll do a little bit of banter after. Our second story of the day, folks. AITA for not cleaning before a cleaning service arrives. Classic. I was laughing at that. But first, here's Shannon.
Well, should we say what the theme is?
What is it?
Spring cleaning.
Gotta do it.
AITA for charging a monthly cleaning fee to my husband. My 31F husband, 37M, grew up where his dad worked and mom cleaned and did everything for him. His family is still very old-fashioned, which I don't mind. It's their culture and I respect it. But his parents, both of his parents, are very happy like that. For a few months, I didn't work, so I took care of the house full time, kept it spotless, cooked, did the grocery shopping, etc., and my husband worked. In the meantime, I was building my own business as well. About 4 months ago, my husband lost his job, and for all that time, couldn't find anything. And I had just opened my business, which was booming, so I took care of the bills. I was also taking care of the house and cooking. He would leave things dirty behind, clothes on the floor, wet towels too. I kept nagging him all the time to clean up after himself, and he would just say, sorry, or say that he didn't do it on purpose, but nothing changed. His father did not like the fact that I was paying for everything and he didn't work. He would say, how dare he steal my hard-earned money? But a couple of weeks ago, I got fed up and told my husband I would start charging him $10 for everything I had to clean up behind him. He simply said, okay, and didn't say anything afterwards. So for the next 2 weeks, I cleaned up after him without nagging or mentioning it and wrote down the date and what I did just in case. And that time I managed to make $150. And now at the end of the month, and $150 at the end of the month, and told my husband he owed me that. I guess he didn't take me seriously, and when I said I was very serious, he called me an asshole, and we had a fairly big argument. He still gave me the money as I wouldn't back down. My husband has some savings, not much, but some. My husband is otherwise a very good partner and supportive in everything I do, and we get along amazingly well. It's just the cleaning part that is an issue in the marriage. So AITA for charging $10 for cleaning up after him, or should I just give back the money and do the cleaning myself?
Okay. Instead of opening up, what is the system? What is the system of $10? I'm going to instead open up Yas Queen and say, how many things can this woman do at once? She is keeping the place spotless, cooked, did the grocery shopping, and built her own business, which turns out is merely booming.
Truly.
How much can one person do right?
I know. And then once he lost his job and she was working more full time seemingly, yet she's still the one doing the house care and cooking.
I think a lot of men are programmed into this. I mean, I talk shit now openly in my family. We've had some good laughs about it. Just we roast my dad because he ain't know how to do nothing. Doesn't know how to cook, really. I go, Dad, what can you cook? Really? What can you cook? He goes, sandwiches. That's not something that's cooked, Dad. No. That's not something that's cooked.
Just prepared.
You know, he doesn't know how to do laundry. So
he doesn't know how to do laundry.
No.
You're kidding.
No, and that's fair. There's even Gen Xers in my family, males who don't know how to do laundry.
Oh,
at
my
all.
God.
Yep.
What did they do when they were single? They just were never single?
They were, like around their mom or something. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know what they did when they were single.
Oh, my
That's a good question.
Yeah,
they just smelled bad for years.
Yes.
But yeah, I understand. I'm willing to say that I understand that there's expectations here that may even require some therapeutic digging, but that doesn't make them acceptable.
No, I mean, Unfortunately, this is just the society that we've all really grown up in. I mean, it's the patriarchy, honey. And like,
Yeah.
we are probably one of the first generations that is fighting against this, but we still were raised by people who were raised by people who, like, that was legitimately the way it was. Like our grandparents,
Right.
that was how it was. Like there was no questioning it.
Yeah.
I mean, my grandma worked. Like I definitely had women in my life that worked. Like
Yeah.
that was a common thing then, that you could work, but I'm pretty sure she worked and did
Of course.
all the house keeping. But then my parents, like my dad's mom didn't work. She had 6 kids. She did go to school for nursing, but then she just never, I think she wanted to, but she just didn't, because my papa was like, nope, that's not how it goes. And I mean, he worked a lot of jobs. He like was
Yeah.
working constantly. And so, I mean, he had a difficult life too, but she was just always at home, and that's the way it was. But then when my parents got together, and my Nana was like a very doting woman, like that it was just in her nature. I mean, she was going to be a nurse. Like she was just
Yeah.
such a caretaker.
Right.
And so when my mom and dad got together, like my mom was like, I hope you understand, like you're not marrying your mom. You're not marrying someone that's like your mom. Like I'm not going to be taking care of you that way. But yet she still did like most of the if not all of the cooking and cleaning, like in my life growing up.
Yeah.
And I do feel so bad, like now that I'm an adult, like looking back at like how much we would, I mean, you know, we were kids. Who the hell wants to clean as a kid? But like, I remember how upset and naggy, quote unquote, she would get when my dad and Chelsea and I didn't pick up after ourselves, and we would get so annoyed with her, and we'd be like, well, we don't care what it looks like, blah, blah. Yeah, well, we don't care because she's the one that's cooking and cleaning all the time. Like,
Yeah.
imagine what the place would have been like if it was just my dad and Chelsea and I. The place would have been a goddamn
Wreck.
dump.
And everybody would have been saying, he goes, this damn filthy. And
Exactly.
so,
Yeah, I just feel bad that like that's just put on them. And even as kids, we're just like, well, that's what mom does.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a complicated thing, because I think a lot of men, personally, I think the patriarchy thing is kind of like, I think it's true. I think it's totally true. I think it's kind of like psychobabble in that I don't know that that's a productive way to bring this conversation, really, because I don't know, for me, when I think of it, and I guess I picked this up a lot online about men who cheat, men who do shitty things to women, like, just really is a huge turnoff to be treated this way. And it's mad shitty, you know? And it's like, you're creating this like situation where like, yeah, your wife is going to resent you if she's emotionally healthy at all. Like, don't you want to live in a house? Like, you know, my dad's friend always said this growing up, happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, of course.
It's kind of, you know, it's true. And
They now say happy spouse, happy house to
Okay.
make it not so gendered.
yeah, right. Heteronormativity must die.
My mom would always say, if mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
Oh, wow. That has a very different energy. That's like, you better fucking
get in
shape up.
line.
Yeah, exactly. Happy spouse, happy house. We love it. But, well, actually, Danny, as an apartment dweller, I find that offensive. Okay. All right. Well, we're sorry. We are so sorry.
Happy dad, happy pad.
Nice. You were so proud of yourself for that. She like opened her arms up big like she was showing off her show horse. But yeah, I guess I wanted to say, I think this is a very common thing. I think it's hard on men. Let me say this. This is just twofold. Women are basically told that that's not work, which is not fair to women. It's
Yes.
unpaid labor is what it is. It's unpaid work, but it's still fucking work. And so, you know, and we all do it. It's just how we speak. You know, you would never say, oh, so you don't work. Oh, you're a stay-at-home mom, so you don't work. It's like, she works.
Yes.
She works.
Totally.
So like, it's kind of embedded into our culture. And I think men, right? So therefore, if that's true, what else is true? The man who does stuff like that, well, he's not working at all, and men are supposed to work. We all know that, right? Okay. So it's kind of like working against us both ways. The patriarchy is bad for everybody. We saw it in Barbie.
Right. So meaning like if there was like a stay-at-home dad, they're also considered like they don't work, but they are.
I mean, even look at the language. Like, it's like the father having no awareness that this man is making his wife do everything. Mm-hmm. She's doing everything. He's not referring to that though. Oh. He's calling the man using his wife's money as stealing her hard-earned money.
Right.
Which is like ridiculous. Obviously, that's not theft if a woman is a homemaker and they live off his income because she's doing the unpaid labor.
Right. So it's just in this case, he's not doing anything at home.
Yeah, but I don't think father knows that. But yes.
Maybe he does.
But I don't think he was alluding to that, which is my point, which is that men are expected to be providers.
Yes.
And I do feel like it's been brought up ample times. Like, she's bringing it up like, dude, you're leaving a big mess again and again.
Yes, totally. And like, I understand because I do think it is like, regardless of which gender is doing it, it does make sense that if somebody is providing most of the financial, that you would then want to step up and quote unquote, pull your weight and take care of the home. Like, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And I don't think it's necessarily like, it could be either gender basically, but now he's not working and he's not helping out with the home. Like, they should have traded positions for a period of time.
I think so. I mean, I also don't even think that's what OP is asking for. I think what she's asking for is even less than that. She's asking for him to clean up after himself. That's it. He's actively leaving a mess behind him. Yeah, it's really hard to defend him at all. And I feel like she's repeatedly communicating it. I mean, you're leaving wet towels, you're leaving clothes on the floor. Like, you know, and my friend said this to me and it's kind of stuck with me. It takes equal effort to have a dirty sink as it does to have a clean sink. In other words, eventually you have to clean those dishes anyway.
Right.
So you might as well just do it.
When you do it all a little bit at a time, it seems so much less work than having to do a giant pile of dishes. Like, if you just do it as you go. I mean, it's easier said than done sometimes, like, especially if you're in a rush or whatever. But yeah, this dude is just like, oh, God. He does not seem like a good partner at all.
I mean, I think he's going through a hard time. He's also older than her. There's a lot of... I'm not ready to go all the way to bad partner town. I think this is a situation that is getting bad. I think that her solution is fine. I don't understand the system. I think that would be my only criticism of the $10 fine. It seems a little predatory. It's very expensive. $10 for what? There needs to be a little bit more rhyme. I
mean, what if you're picking up a pair of underwear that costs $10? That's kind of a lot of money.
I actually think this is true for everyone, guys. I know some of you are probably freelancers and stuff. You can charge whatever you want, but you do need to have some rhyme and reason to your pricing. Otherwise, it does just start to feel like a scam.
Yeah, it's kind of like, where are you getting these numbers
from? And...
Yeah,
so I think if I had to say anything, I would be like, it does seem like a little random, but I also feel like she's being ignored. And her whole point is like, dude, you're consistently being really fucking difficult about this.
Exactly. She's making a point. It's not really like, this is how much my labor cost, like, you know, hourly, etc. But it is just like, I mean, it's sad that she even had to get to this point, basically, because he's just not listening. I appreciate that she didn't back down, but I don't think that this is a system that is something that can be maintained. Like, no, he just needs to get his fucking act together.
I agree.
Because they're like, oh, well, he has a savings, but not much. Like, and then you're like splitting, you know, pennies or whatever that expression is, like with your own partner.
Yeah.
Like, now you're paying me, and like, shouldn't like it all kind of be like the same thing? Like, it's not necessarily that you have to...
They're married. Yeah, they're married.
I know. It's just, it is, that's like a whole other topic, but it is just so interesting the way that our generation operates as opposed to like typically what the people in our parents' generation operate, where it's like, my parents just have all the exact same bank accounts.
Yeah.
Like, they don't have them separate at all, because like the way that they operated in their relationship was that they just truly were a team. Like, My mom did most of the like, she did more like kind of like freelance work. Like she would always have like random odd jobs. Like at some point it was like she would babysit the neighbors while she was watching us. And like she was a teacher for a bit of time. We always had the parking lot. Like my dad was like working full time. So, but it would all just go into one pot. So like to me, they were just like a straight up team.
Yeah.
And then like just with nowadays, like modern relationships are just so, I think just maybe the like, you know, everyone's now just so aware of divorce and stuff that everyone's like, I'm keeping mine, you're keeping yours. But now we're like paying each other to clean. Like it's just so, I don't know.
I think it's generally a bad sign. I mean, you really don't want to be keeping score.
Yes.
With your partner. I don't like it.
No, it's not healthy.
I'm not sitting here saying like things like a prenup or whatever are bad. I understand it, but like it really isn't sexy. It's really not cool. And like honestly, with like most of my friends and stuff, and you guys know I've been single for over 15 years now. No, but like I try not to like, if I'm gonna pick something up, like I'm not gonna be sending a bill. You know, I'm like, I'm not sending you a bill. That's crazy. Like, you'll get me next time or you won't. Like, I just feel like it's part of like that. Just don't be fucking cheap. I don't know.
I know. We've been going on double dates with our friends and it's always awkward with the bill at the end because the two of them like split it. Like the other couple will split instead of it's like, why don't we just put 2 credit cards down? Because
can't you guys handle that on your own?
As like, yeah, like if that's how you need to do things, like can't you Venmo each other? But also it's like, can't you just one of you gets it this time and one of you gets it the other time? Because then it always makes things awkward because then I'm like, because Max is usually the one's like paying for us to go out to eat.
Yeah.
He makes so much more money than me. And so then I'm like, okay, then I'll put my card in and then we're splitting it 4 ways on this double date. It just always makes it so awkward and weird.
I know money is real. I just kind of feel like it's not ideal, I think, to be with a partner where it's like everything is being counted and once you, it's like, and I'm not saying it's invalid to track it. I just think you got to look at the tracking as a symptom of a more fundamental disease. And I think that's that's what this guy needs to wake up to. Like, this isn't about her taking 150.
Right.
She's just trying to signal to you something that you don't seem to be fucking getting.
And instead of like just getting that and being like, listen, babe, I see what you're getting at. I'm really going to try harder. And it's like, okay, here, I'll pay you the 150. Like, I don't know. It should have been a discussion then of like, this is it. Don't you realize that this is where you're pushing me to?
Yep.
You're pushing to me where I'm charging you to pick up your freaking socks.
It's cold. It's cold. It's like, why are you not waking up? Mm-hmm. So in the end, I think this was actually a very diplomatic way. And even though I don't understand her system of $10 per, I feel like this guy needs to fucking get his act together. AITA for charging $10 for cleaning up after him. I'm ready to say NTA and he is.
Yeah.
Guys, please rate, review, subscribe. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Over 200 bonus episodes, all ad free. We love to see it, folks. Join us on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and TikTok, where Shanno is posting the latest and greatest reels. All right, here we go.
I have always struggled with my skin ever since I was a teenager. I was told my skin would clear up once I was an adult, but now I have fine lines and pimples. Well, we can't all be God's favorite. Some of us need Brandify. Brandify is a skincare company that partners with world-class chemists and dermatologists to formulate cult favorites without the hefty markup. Now, I didn't know this, but beauty brands apparently share the same handful of manufacturers, resulting in very similar formulations with insanely different price points. So you're basically just paying for the label. Brandify creates luxury alternatives inspired by brands like SkinCeuticals, Sunday Riley, Drunk Elephant, and more. I've been using their products for a few weeks now, and you guys, my skin always breaks out whenever I switch new products, and that hasn't happened to me once. And my skin is glowing, honey. Their prices are so insanely reasonable. I have spent so much money on skincare in the last few years, so it's so amazing to find a brand that's actually affordable affordable. And to sweeten the deal, we are going to give you 25% off. Go to brandifyskin.com/AITA and use code AITA. They even have Danny on his skincare regimen, so you know he's going to be getting all the matches on his speed dating events. That's code AITA for 20% off the glowing skin. Bye.
AITA for not cleaning before a cleaning service arrives. I, 27F, am a mom of 2, 4M and 2F, and recently became a single mother very unexpectedly. I've been struggling to keep up with the deep cleaning since I went from working part-time to an additional full-time job. Here are my thoughts. My best friend who knows I'm struggling recommended her niece, who just started her house cleaning biz. So after some budgeting, I hired her to clean every other week. She does a deep clean of the entire house except for the kids' playroom, which I asked her not to worry about so the kids can be occupied in there when we're home and she's cleaning. Ever since she started, though, she makes little comments about certain things not being part of her job. It's not always the same complaint. First, it was about wiping down my daughter's high chair. No food on it. Told her not to worry about it in the future. And another time, it was my son leaving toothpaste in the sink. Today's complaint was about tub rings from me bathing my kids. Mm-hmm. She said she's not here to clean up after kids and would prefer I clean those areas on my own if I want her to continue working for me. I told her I'd figure it out. I've never hired someone else to clean my house, so I don't know if this is normal. I always thought you just make sure your stuff is put away, then you stay out of their way so they can get their job done. I already make sure the house is straightened up, and I do clean in between, but AITA for not doing more. Yeah.
Wild.
What's wild? I don't know what to do with my body here. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so this is...
What's a tub ring?
It's like residue, I believe, like from,
on the edge of the bathtub?
Yeah, like where the water was.
Like the water line.
Yeah, it's almost kind of like a toilet ring in a way. Like, you know how... Yeah, it's like that.
That motherfucker always comes back, that toilet ring.
Toilet ring. Yeah, you gotta stay on top of it.
Yeah.
But I think like a tub ring's like that's gross.
Yeah, my tub is pretty disgusting right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Ew.
Yeah, it's got like some black mold.
You're kidding.
Black stuff.
You have to get rid of black mold. That's so bad for you.
I sprayed it with bleach.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
So from my understanding,
Daddy's horrible cleaning tips. We'll be back after the break. From your perspective.
From my understanding of cleaning services.
Yes.
Is that you're supposed to tidy, put everything away.
Okay.
So I certainly get the place ready because we have cleaners. They come every 2 weeks.
Right.
And I make sure everything is put away.
Okay.
And actually our cleaning service is really great. Like my mom was saying that she's never had one that they'll do our laundry and they'll do our dishes and like put our dishes away. But I always like make sure that the dishwasher is ran so that they can just put the dishes away. And I like put the laundry out and I specifically put like, you know, which ones they can dry and which ones they can't. And I like pull out, we have an ottoman that I pull it out and I put it up so that they can get underneath here. So I set it up for them to be able to have their job be as easy as possible.
Yeah.
With like instructions, I always put a little instructions of like which sheets to change. And so I don't clean things beforehand. Clean meaning like physically wiping them down and vacuuming, but you have to put things away. Because it's not their job. They're not like a maid. They're not like a... because, you know, some people actually do have maids where they are truly cleaning up after you. Like, making your bed, putting away your dirty, like your
feeding
laundry.
Me Fruity Pebbles, calling me a good boy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Fruity Pebbles.
Oh, they're so good.
So good.
Oh my God. I have a protein powder. I'll bring you some if you want.
Oh my God.
It's
yes,
nice.
please.
It's nice.
But you have to eat them quick when they get too soggy.
Yeah. You want that little crunch.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is ridiculous.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is bad business. I mean, I'm learning now, you know, I think I told you we're producing these tours on the road, these comedy shows. And, you know, we'll complain obviously. Oh, this venue. Wow. The venue's good. You know, because some venues are better than others. Some venues make our life easy. And in the end, I'm like, this is our fault. It's all our fault. We're coming into the venue. Whatever we're pitching, whatever we're coming to them with, like whatever happens from there on out is our fault, right?
Okay.
Because you're having it's the same with any business. It's kind of like you can sit there and whine about your clients all you want.
Customer
customers. But like in the end, you need to set clear expectations. Like that's on you. Like you're in the business of doing this. But they're not the venue isn't in the business of putting on comedy shows. I'm in the business of that. So anything that happens is my problem, not their problem. What I'm going to be like, they should have promoted better. Did we explain to them to promote?
Yeah.
Maybe we didn't. So that's what I'm learning. And like, that's what I would really hit this cleaner with. I'm like, if this is the policy,
you should have said something up front.
Exactly. And I feel like everything that you're talking about, I think we had this comment. Yeah. So we were going to do a different situation. It's very similar to this. It's called literally the same thing. AITA for not cleaning the house before my cleaning lady arrives. And basically it's a husband and a wife debating about what is the level.
What should be done before the cleaners come. And he would like be getting on his hands and knees and start cleaning.
Scrubbing.
Yeah. Which I think that's more of like a wanting to show people that you're clean, like being embarrassed maybe about your house being dirty. So he wanted it to be more clean. Like I remember I actually used to do this when I would get my nails done, is I would like cut my nails before I would go. It's like, why are you doing, they're going to do that. Like, why would you do that beforehand? Like it's a waste of money.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to do your nails, but I mean, I didn't paint them, but if you're going to if he's going to clean the house before you clean, it's a waste of money. That's what they're there to do.
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like a lot of this is if you're a cleaner or you're a cleaning company, like I want to know, like, what am I getting? What should I expect? Like, I don't know. I don't think this stuff is obvious. I think sometimes people might have experience with it or they might not. And it's kind of your job as the cleaning service. Don't show up and complain. You're running a business.
Yeah, I actually remember because our neighbors use these cleaners and then now we use them. And when my mom had said to me like, oh, wow, they're like putting away your dishes and doing your laundry. I was like, oh, like I had never had a cleaning services. Like I guess we just assumed, but then they never said anything. So then I asked my neighbors and I was like, do they do your laundry? And she's like, oh, well, they'll like put it away if it's like out or whatever. Yeah, but then I was like, okay, but I guess they never said anything. They never complained that what we were asking was out of the realm. So I was like, I guess we'll just keep doing it because they never said otherwise.
Yeah.
So I guess, I don't know. I was just always confused, but I was like, I guess if they're not saying anything. But that's sort of like this woman. I mean, she maybe should have set that precedent further up, but it just doesn't make any sense to me because that's cleaning. Cleaning a bathtub is a part of the job.
That seems to me reasonable.
Wiping down a high chair. I mean, you're cleaning. You're not tidying. It's not like she's asking you to put the kids' toys away.
Cleaning. Okay, I'm understanding.
You're literally
that. Yeah.
cleaning. So, but you're asking her to clean before you come if she still wants to work with you.
And that's the issue too. It's like you're kind of bringing in this emotionality here, like our partnership. It's like, no, we're not in a partnership. I'm paying you to do something. This is how it's done. Like, so you either have a policy or not. Like,
and what would the policy be? Like, it just doesn't make any sense.
I can see the argument, right? She's like, if you have additional furniture, which is what a high chair is, then we do charge, I don't know, per furniture.
How is that additional furniture?
I don't know. I'm not a cleaner, but it seems like that would be not necessarily your default cleaning package. Hi, I'm Danny. Thank you for calling 1-800-DANNY-CLEANS. We charge per literal physical object in your home. So please send us a raw count of how many objects
if you
are
get
in
any
your home.
new furniture.
It's $1 per object. What's an object? Many people ask. A pillow is an object. A picture frame is an object.
A candle. I can see it being like, if you had a rooftop or something, then it would be like, okay, that is extra. Because it's like a whole other floor, essentially.
Oh, got you.
You know what I mean? Or like a whole other room.
I mean,
But
to me, it's like, isn't this just hourly though? And that's where I get a little bit like, that's how I would, if I was seriously going to start a cleaning company, I would be like, the default package, most places can be cleaned in what, 3 hours, 2 hours?
Yeah.
You know, plus you need to build in a little fee to get people there. That's annoying. So then I would just charge like, I don't know, $25 an hour, $30 an hour.
Ours is like a set rate, and it's just like depends on however long it takes them to do it. So it's sort of up to them if they want to do it in a quicker amount of time. So it's not like hourly. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a flat rate.
It's a flat rate.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's like, yeah, you guys have a fairly typically sized.
Yeah, they probably do it like per room or whatever, you know? But just the like no toothpaste.
I live in a giant gymnasium to beat the cleaners. It's one room, isn't it?
Yeah. But just like the leaving the toothpaste on the sink, it's like, okay, so where does the line end? Like, so say you had hair on the floor from shedding. Like, it's like, oh, okay, now you have to clean up your hair that's on the floor. Like, it just doesn't, I don't understand.
I don't work with hair.
I really don't
like
get
a
it.
normal
She
thing.
seems so
Yeah,
icky.
It just seems really inappropriate to me. I'm like, and you know, and that's the thing too. It's like me and my friend can sit here and whine about the comedy shows. We're victims, but it's like in the end, we're a business, so we need to figure it out. It's a recipe. It's a recipe for, you know, what do you charge people? What is going to give people what they want and give you what you want? You can't be sitting there complaining. That isn't part of a business. People complain to you. You don't get to complain to them.
Right. We do have a comment here that about a person that is a cleaner. She says, I clean, I don't tidy. That's the statement. I wouldn't spend time putting away little toys and such, but toothpaste in a sink, incredibly standard. Wiping down a high chair, yep. I clean a house where the rule is if the teenager doesn't tidy his room, I'm not expected to clean it. Skirting boards, baby gates, banisters, door frames, sinks, toilets, showers. Hell, I even wash the washing machine. This lady is trying not to clean as a cleaner.
Yeah, I mean,
sense to me,
it just seems really unprofessional. I mean, is she young? She's like someone's kid, right?
It doesn't say her age, but yeah, she's like someone's niece.
Yeah, it's like you just need to grow up a little bit and figure out what you're doing. Or maybe you just hate cleaning and it's not for you, but like...
Yeah, get a different job.
I'm coming to respect, like, even though it can be overwhelming, but like when you're buying something like, and this is, you know, what I'm learning too in this new business is like, when you show up and you're like, this is how we do things, like even if you're not that experienced, but you're like, this is how we'd like for it to go. It shows that you're willing to think and you're willing to plan and you're thinking ahead. You're thinking of contingencies, you know, and that will just make people respect you more and have more gratitude for you, right? Like compare someone who does that and is so thorough about cleaning your house and then breaks your vase versus someone who's just like, yeah, I'm a good cleaner and then breaks your vase. It's like, you're going to have a lot more sympathy for someone who you'd be like, well, it was an accident. But the other person you'd be like, well, they're incompetent through and through. Who's surprised here? You know, it's like,
That's what I mean. Yeah.
you want to show up. So anyway, AITA for not cleaning before a cleaning service arrives. I think this
Definitely
is completely
NTA.
out of pocket.
It
NTA.
totally is. It would be completely different if she was saying like, I don't want to clean up your kids' toys, because again, she's not a maid. She's a cleaner. She's coming there to truly clean up the dirt and the filth. She's not there to organize your house and put it away.
I see you there. I think that's an expectation, but I also feel like that's the kind of thing where it's like, please lay that out though. Like, I feel like if you're going to be a cleaner, like, can't you put together a little one sheet that's like, we clean, not tidy? What does that mean? You know, clear obstructions and walkways. We're not going to pick up toys or hats or...
My mom said that they had cleaners before that literally if there was like, she accidentally left like a sock out or something, like they would like clean around the sock. Like, okay, you can't put that in the hamper, you know?
Yeah.
It wasn't like she was asking her to tidy up the entire house, but it was like even the smallest thing they would not. Or if there was like a bowl left on the counter, they would like wipe around the bowl.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's going back to like under promise, over deliver too. It's like lay out the rules super strict, but don't necessarily play by it. Give people a little bit more than they expect.
Yes.
Then it's a win for everyone. Right? Guys, please rate, review, subscribe. Call 1-800-DANNY-CLEANS for the most expensive and unreasonable itemized cleaning service you can imagine. We average $54,000 to clean a one-bedroom apartment.
Oh, that's
very
a good
expensive.
deal.
Yeah, we haven't had any customers yet, but it's a great cleaning.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, rate, review, subscribe, Patreon. Much love, Shanno. Here we go.
AITA for not cleaning while I cook, just to prove a point to my husband. I've always cleaned as I cook so that when it gets to the end of the meal, there's minimal mess. My husband is the opposite. When he cooks, it's like a bomb went off. I've encouraged him to cook as he cleans, and if we're doing a big meal together, I often make sure to assign him that role. Like most people, one of us cooks and the other cleans. I'm busier than usual at work, so he's had to step up. Whenever he's done, the kitchen is a mess. I don't even get how it happens. There will be oil splatters untouched, stuff drying to dishes, peels, and meat. I'm not about to let food sit out overnight, so after I'm done eating, I'll start the process and won't get time to really relax much. Last week, I asked if he could please try cooking as he cleans. He told me the rule is one person cooks, the other one cleans. I said, I get that, but you're leaving me a huge mess every night. He said, I just don't have time to clean while I'm cooking because I'm focused on the cooking, knowing full well I'll see him scrolling on his phone.
Ugh.
I just get so fed up. So on Sunday, I made a big pot of chili. I didn't clean up as I worked. When I was done, I served him, sat down, enjoyed a beer and dinner. When he finally went into the kitchen, he said, what the fuck? Why is there such a mess? I said that I was too busy paying attention to the chili to clean up. I started to get ready for bed. He was like, you're just going to leave this here? I said, yes. He said he would have to wake up extra early to clean up and that he had to get to work earlier than usual and was supposed to play a game with his friends later that night. So could I just clean up? I said, no, I cooked, so he has to clean. 2 days later, he's still pissy with me because he ended up not being able to play the game and told me that he didn't get enough sleep and was exhausted at work. Not to be too snarky, but it's not like he's a surgeon because I had to, quote, prove a point to him. I told him that nothing else seemed to get his attention and I felt pretty justified. He told me I was being a smug asshole about it and it was childish. AITA.
Yeah, so I think we got a lot of mechanics to dig into here, though. It's pretty similar to the other one.
Yeah.
But I just think one thing, a message I want to send to everyone, though I might say it's associated with the male persuasion, is take a second to think about how the other person is right always. You know, like there's this like kind of wall of defensiveness that goes up, and I think it's normal to defend yourself, and you can still defend yourself, but I'm always really impressed with someone when they're willing to see my side and even give me a couple points. Right. And I feel like he's very intensely like saying that she's wrong.
Yes.
And it's like, well, can we just maybe she is kind of wrong, but could we just see her side at all?
Yeah, I don't really understand how he doesn't see how it's the exact same thing that he's doing to her. Like, are you really not getting that?
Yeah, and it's really frustrating, and you guys know that I'm losing sleep over. Oh, I was supposed to play my game. I was supposed to play the game with my friends.
Oh God, yeah.
I don't give a fuck, mister.
Also, like, how hard is this to clean up? I can't imagine it takes more than 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Half
I know,
an hour?
right? That's so dramatic.
You have to miss a whole game?
That's like 4 rounds.
And
bro.
why did you have to miss the game? Because you had to come home and clean up because you couldn't do it that night? You couldn't
play the game was online. The game was online for sure.
Oh, it was that night?
I mean, that's how I read it. Yeah, he was supposed to play Call of Duty.
Because he was supposed to play a game with his friends later that night. No, like the next day.
I'm gonna miss 4 rounds. No, it wasn't the next day. It was later that night. So could I just clean up?
He said he had to wake up extra early to clean up because he had to go to work earlier than usual and was supposed to play a game with his friends. Oh, later that night. Like that night, not tomorrow night.
He didn't want to use his night to do it, and he had to wake up early.
Oh, I see.
So he was forced to miss the video game.
Oh, yeah.
But like, look, whatever. It's like, you know, and that's the thing too. It's like, yeah, you're willing to disrespect her time. But when it's your time, it doesn't feel very good. And then, he's also being a huge asshole because he's also throwing out, oh, well, you're being childish and she's being a smug asshole. And it's like, no, you're being a stubborn motherfucker. And honestly, what she's doing is just holding you to the exact same. She's just doing exactly what you're doing to her.
Yeah. And the fact that he was like, you're just going to leave this here? What do you mean I'm just going to leave this here? That's your job.
Yeah.
It's literally how it works. Oh, now that it's not convenient for you,
right,
then it's not the rules.
He wants to be on his phone when the pot's boiling.
Right.
Get an Instant Pot like an adult.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, to me, this is just like an efficient use of time. And it's like you're in the kitchen anyway. Obviously, a lot of cooking is waiting for things to be done. So, tidy up while you do it. That's what she's doing. I did like her snarky line.
Me too. It's not like he's a surgeon.
You'll be okay. You're in marketing.
Truly.
It's going to be fine.
And he's like, oh, well, you're being this way just to prove a point. Okay, well, was the point proven? It seems like it wasn't. You're still not getting it. You're still acting like I'm the monster here. This is literally what you're doing to me.
Right. It's super obnoxious. We've actually gone down these roads somewhat controversially. But let me say this. I think the whole cooking and cleaning and all these things, I'm also kind of a believer though that like, don't loop me into that if I don't want to be a part of it.
What do you mean? Say it again.
Well, like I kind of had some conflicts in a previous relationship where like she would want to cook for a party. And I would be like, okay, I don't want you to cook for the party because then I have to clean and it's going to be a whole thing and you're going to be in the kitchen all night. And she's like, well, I want to do that. And I was like, okay, well, I'm willing to do it, but I want you to understand like this is a concession. Like I'm giving you this. So like I kind of would expect you to give me something back.
Or like you should maybe be the one to clean. Like if it's your whole event, like why don't you just take care of the whole thing? You meaning her.
Well, no, but she was saying like I need you to help me in the kitchen.
Oh,
right.
She's asking.
And I'm like, okay, I'm willing to do that, but I want you to understand like this is something that you'll kind of owe me. Yes, it's a favor. In other words,
you were just saying that you don't like when couples are like counting, making tabs, or what is it?
That's fair.
Keeping score.
I know. Well, I don't feel like I'm saying I'm keeping score, like I'm writing it down, but more that I'm saying like, this isn't something that's fun for me.
Right.
Like, is that fair? Like for me, it's like we could order pizza. If we order pizza, then I won't have to do that thing. I'll throw away the pizza box or whatever. And you won't have to be in the kitchen all night, which is apparently what you want to do. But it's like, don't act like you're not putting something on me. Does that make sense?
No, I do understand that. Yeah. Yeah, because you could switch that around to anything. Like, say a guy wants to have a Super Bowl party or something.
Yes.
The woman's like, well, I really didn't want to do that.
It's a party. It's normal, babe. People have parties. And she's like, okay, well, I just want you to realize like this is kind of like a favor.
Right, like you're putting me out a little bit because it's a Sunday or it's a Monday night.
Yes.
Like I didn't want to have to be doing this.
So when I have my book club, I want you to say yes to that.
Right.
Like that's kind of what I'm on about.
It's a give and take. It's compromising.
It's compromise.
Yeah. And so it's like not necessarily like you're like, oh, okay, well, are you going to like pay me back for that thing? It's just like, okay, well, maybe next time you'll know that like I remember that I did a little favor for you. So you know that you can. I think that's just a natural thing in a relationship to be helping each other out because you will a healthy relationship, you will get repaid one day. Like,
yes. And I think there's a difference between we're both going to embark on this together and this is a favor, right? Like if someone's like, I want a pet snake and they're like, I don't want a pet snake. Okay. Can I get a pet snake? It'll be my responsibility, right? It's like right. That's different than when we both get a dog together.
Right.
So I think defining it isn't the problem. It's when we start to get into like, I have a spreadsheet that says you had 2 Super Bowl parties in a row. Parties. I said it.
Parties.
But anyway, I just accidentally touched Shannon's foot, which was very distracting. It's bigger than my whole body. So yeah, I feel like this is similar. How many times does she have to tell him he's not getting it? And finally she has to like, oh, well now I'm severely put out now that you're finally enforcing the thing.
True. Oh no. Like, okay, then learn the lesson. Learn the lesson. What are you mad at her about? Learn that it was, then switch it around like we were saying, put yourself in her shoes and then realize, oh yeah, she does have to do this every single time that I clean, and maybe she wanted to relax and read a book after, but I impeded on that.
Yep. Yes, honey.
Learn it.
Endorsing the stereotype. All women do is read enriching books, and all men do is play violent, horrible video games.
That's right.
AITA for not cleaning while I cook, just to prove to a point to my husband. I think we're saying it's a whopping NTA, and he is.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
All right, folks, my folks. Don't know what that means. Please rate, review, subscribe. Join us on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Over 200 episode. Yeah.
Did you say 100?
I said 100.
That's a good deal.
Right?
I think that's like, what, 4 bonus episodes a month? That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, wow, you're a very smart listener.
If you join now, you will be occupied for weeks with the amount going back.
You can just keep binging it, and they're all ad-free.
They're all ad-free,
Yeah.
and the timestamps are dead on accurate.
They're dead on.
You're going to get Sarah. You're going to get Shake. You're going to get Anthony. You're going to get me.
Yeah.
And some guests, too.
Plenty of guests in there. Yeah, some juicy guest drops.
That's a pretty good deal, if you ask me.
I think it is, guys. Wow. Who was that? We're getting some fresh, hot Shano today. We love to see it, people.
And we have a listener submission up next, and you can actually submit your stories on our subreddit, reddit.com/r/AIT.
That was really good. It's just slash. A backslash is a different thing.
Oh, okay.
That was really good, though. She's on fire, people.
I could never get it right.
Reddit.com/r/AITA.
For an opportunity to get featured on our podcast. But the next one that we have is not a spring cleaning situation.
Right. But that was a great theme, though. It was really fun. I enjoyed it.
Thank you.
AITA for not staying with my ex in the hospital right after breaking up with him. Me, no age given female, and my ex male were together for 4 years. After a year, we moved back to my hometown to be near my family. The day after we moved back, someone sent me screen caps of him sexting. Apparently, he'd been emotionally cheating on me with a few women for some time. I stayed with him because we just moved states away from his family, were broke, and he had nowhere to go. Once the 4-year mark hit, I got into therapy and realized I had no romantic feelings for him. The thought of having sex or even kissing him made me feel uneasy. I felt that way since I found out he cheated. He also couldn't keep a job, didn't cook, didn't clean, didn't grocery shop, didn't have a license or a car. I was his mom, not his girlfriend. So I broke it off. This took him off guard. Every man like, what? I have a sweet deal going. And he started to spiral. I felt really guilty and started second guessing my decision to leave because he got so depressed. I didn't realize he loved me that much. A week later on my day off, I got a call from his work. He'd been in a serious work accident. I'm his emergency contact. I dropped everything and ran to the ER. I can't explain the heartache I felt seeing him during this. I spent 4 years of my life with this man. I still loved him so much. He was screaming in pain and his foot was shredded from being ran over by a forklift. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. It caught me off guard. Off guard. I didn't expect a forklift to show up there.
No.
He was flown to a hospital in the city about 2 hours away. So I booked a hotel and followed. How does it get shredded by the forklift? I mean, I don't understand it. I'm sorry.
No, I don't understand that either.
When I got there, his family made it clear I wasn't welcome. I had to fight to even be able to see or talk to him, but I stayed. A few days later, it was determined his leg needed to be amputated. I stayed in the hospital and waited for him to get out of surgery. While he was drugged up, he told me he didn't want me there. So after that visit, I drove back home. I understand he's hurting. I mean, within a week, he lost his girlfriend, his home, his job, and his leg. I cannot fathom the losses he had. But I also know how much of a traumatic experience this was for me. I was battling with myself, guilt, confusion, so I decided to let his family be there and the ones to care for him. I didn't go back to the hospital or help with his home care. We didn't get back together. He told me that I should have fought to be there for him, even if he and his family told me they didn't want me there, that I should have stayed and I should have taken him home and taken care of him. This happened a few years ago, but the guilt I carry is still there and I think about it every day. AITA.
I think the theme of this episode was actually shitty men.
That's every episode, Shanna.
They don't cook. They don't clean. Literally, like every single one is a man that's like, I'm just living here. I'm not cooking. I'm not cleaning. I am not contributing at all.
At all.
I mean, like, they told her to leave. Like, what is she supposed to do?
Yeah, I mean, he told her to leave too. And
Straight up.
He was drugged up, you know. And I'm sorry for laughing at this incredibly serious forklift accident.
He had to get his leg amputated.
Yeah. I'm wondering if like OP changed that detail so it wouldn't be identifying, because I'm struggling with it. But anyway, listen, forklifts.
Yeah, you
respect
get your
the forklift.
foot shredded, because a forklift is just like they have two flat things.
I can see it crushing your leg, I guess, if it went down on your leg.
And then the wheel, like, I guess.
Oh, I guess if the wheel could be carrying a lot of weight, if the wheel ran over, it could like spin out on you.
Oh,
we could get to shredding.
Let's not.
Anyway,
to get the whole leg amputated. Anyway,
it'd have to be really messed up.
Yeah, we're curious.
You know, send us a picture. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about this just because like I feel like every breakup has this.
What?
Just like you're going to be guilted. That's just part of the breakup process, you know? Yeah. And I've been trying to work on a bit about this, but like, have you ever noticed that everyone's breakup, like it's always like, I went through a lot. It was so hard. I've never heard anyone be like, yeah, it was no problem. It was straightforward. You know, I just kind of mourned it and it was done. Oh no, it was the hardest breakup.
I feel like I
couldn't sleep.
I have met people that have been like, it was pretty like amicable.
Don't refute my premise,
okay,
Shannon. Please run with me on it. Think about how I'm right before you think about how I'm wrong, damn it. Okay. Yes, and you motherfucker.
Are you meaning more like the person who also did the breaking up is dramatic about it?
I just feel like every breakup, you're right. It can be amicable, but it's still hard. You know, breaking up is horrible. That's what I'm trying to say.
It is. I mean, it definitely is. They suck. They're the worst.
Yeah,
I mean, they're truly sometimes worse than losing a person, because it's like,
okay.
You don't think?
I just honestly, no one close to me has ever died.
Oh, you never had anyone close to you die?
No, in fact, I had a lot of guilt as a child because when my grandpa had died, and then a family friend died, and I cried when the family friend died, and I felt guilty. I was like, that's really fucked up. I didn't cry when my own grandpa died.
How old were you when the grandpa died?
I don't know, 9 or something.
Were you
in
close
Florida.
with them?
No, they were in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the people in my life that have died have been my grandparents, and I was like very, very close with them. But then the other one was one of my college friends passed away, but just in the past couple of years, like later. But yeah, I had gone a long time without ever losing anyone, like 28.
Wow.
I was like 28.
Which is so weird because you're 27 now.
Oh, that's true.
So
yeah,
confusing.
that is true. How did that happen?
No one knows. It's the mysteries. It's really hard. I think we're lining up there.
That was my point. As I was saying it, like sometimes I feel like heartbreak. I mean, they're difficult in like a different way, but it's just weird because it's like they're still around. Like you could technically like still see them. Like when somebody passes away, it's like a different kind of grieving. I'm just going to talk specifically with grandparents because it's like you prepare yourself when like know a grandparent is going to die earlier. I'm not talking about like tragic, like young or losing a parent, anything like that, or a child. Like that's completely a different type of mourning and grief.
Yeah.
But like for me, losing like a grandparent, it was so insanely hard. But like the time that Max and I broke up was like kind of a different level because it's like, oh my God, that person is still out there. Like, but you can never see them again. But it is like losing a person.
Yeah, it is. It's tough.
I guess it's just different.
Yeah, I mean, we'll come back to that, but let's get back into breaking up. I feel like it is hard. I feel like it's a normal, listen, you're right. There can be good breakups. It's happened. Not to me personally, but it has happened where it's just calm and easy and nobody's going to sling any guilt. But I do think guilt slinging is very common part of a relationship.
Yeah.
Breakup. It's
I
hard.
never had that feeling, but I never really broken up with anyone. Except for that time Max and I broke up, but we were like, it was like kind of amicable. It just wasn't working. But I've never had that like guilt. Never broken anyone's heart like that.
Yeah, that's the thing. You break someone's heart, you're gonna feel guilty. They're gonna guilt, and it's kind of like we talk about the toxic people, but it's true. Even when a breakup, it's like, yeah, toxic people aren't 100% toxic, and the person you're breaking up with actually might be a great person. They might be. It's just like you guys aren't working for some reason. Yeah, it could be any myriad of reasons that it's just like not gonna work. So it doesn't mean they're a bad person. And I honestly would not really judge someone who's going to sling out like some bad, but it happens. You say crazy shit. I mean, this is honestly why I believe that you do want to be very conscious and really reduce contact at least in the wake.
I was just going to say that, like, be doing this stuff. Let this out on your friends, like vent to your friends.
Yes.
Don't hit them up. Like the best revenge is happiness. So you just got to act like you don't give a fuck.
Right. I guess I don't know that you need to, frame it as revenge, but
I'm just saying, like, you don't need, like, by guilting and like reaching out to the person and making them feel bad and stuff. Like, that's just, personally, that's not the way I would go about it.
I would say the closest I come to vengeance is I definitely loop that song, Gives You Hell.
You see my face, hope it gives you hell.
But I'd be bumping that with no one in particular in mind also. It's just kind of a pop.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like this is something that he threw out at her, and it was angry and it was guilty. It was to try to get at her. She seems like she's guilty anyway. And it was a throwaway line, and she needs to forgive herself because she didn't do nothing wrong.
Wait, which line?
The whole thing about...
Oh, at the end?
Well, because remember, he told her to leave, right? Mm-hmm. So then he kind of like went back. He told me I should have fought more to be there. And it's like, he's just trying... I should have stayed, and it's like...
Isn't that inappropriate for me to stay? If you guys are asking me to leave, that would be so inappropriate.
Right, she would have looked
insane. You should have fought harder.
It's like, what?
It's actually even like nice of her that she even came, period.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's only been a couple weeks. Like, I would feel definitely like the urge to go, but I would almost be like, yeah, I already kind of felt uncomfortable and I was overstepping, and it's kind of weird to be around your family when I just broke your heart. So this is an uncomfortable position for me. If you're asking me to leave, I'm going to leave.
Yeah, that is a tough thing that can happen. If your ex is in a serious accident.
Yeah, right
would you
after.
still show up? Yeah, I think there are times when I would have been like, well, it's only been a couple weeks. Anyway.
Yeah, and like she said, I mean, it was heartbreaking to see him like that.
Of course,
Jesus Christ, he's losing his leg. Like, this is so serious.
Horrible.
He got like helicoptered to another place. Like, of course I would want to be there for them, but like, if I'm asking to be kicked out, I gotta go.
Yeah, I do think there is an exception for the maintain space after a breakup, which is hospitalization, because being in a hospital is so scary.
I know,
and
being
it's
alone.
I mean, even I just got my appendix removed, which is like, nobody cares, but like, it's just scary. And whenever I was there was a guy like a couple doors over, just like, ah! Like screaming bloody murder, seemingly in pain. I doubt it was anything but pain.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so what else? So here's the other thing. Let me also say, I think a lot of times we go, it's, what it's kind of like, people will be like, just get another job. Just get another job. Oh, you hate your job? Just get another job. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, it's really hard, actually. Oh, don't worry. You're worried a lot? Just don't worry.
Yes.
And I kind of feel like people do this too. Oh, you're in a toxic relationship? Just leave. And I feel like there's a lot of situations where it's like, well, yeah, I wanted to leave, and I just felt like OP painted that. Like, they were broke, they had nowhere to go, they were moved states away, they're isolated. Like, it's just not always that easy. So I thought that was a good point for empathy. But yeah, I also wanted to maybe hit you with this, OP. He couldn't keep a job, didn't cook, didn't clean, didn't grocery shop, didn't have a license or car. So he's like pretty much like not a functioning member of society, because I don't think they lived in New York City where you could fully function without a car. Cheated on her And then I didn't realize, then her claim is that he got so depressed when she left. And then she says, I didn't realize he loved me that much. And I would say, OP, you didn't realize that he depended on you that fully. I don't think that's love. I don't think someone who is this incapable of partnership, I don't think that's love.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely could be love, but I also think that you're right about like that he was just so dependent on her. Like, it's not so much that it's like, oh, I didn't realize he loved me that much. It's like, okay, he was super just, you were his mom. Like, he was so dependent on you. You ripped his life away from him. Like, and that was completely, and you're right. Like, you should have. This was not working for you. But also there's some manipulation going on there too, on his part.
Yeah.
Like, you're saying, I didn't realize he loved me that much. Yeah, because he's like manipulating you and guilting you right now.
He walks all over you, honey. He walked all over you, and he's still walking in your head a little bit.
Yeah, especially that he comes back at you. Like, he tells you to leave, and then he's going to give you shit for leaving. Come on.
It's confusing.
This guy sounds like
push-pull. So insane.
a nightmare.
Utter nightmare. I can't with this guy.
Why'd you highlight emotionally cheating?
Well, because he wasn't just emotionally cheating; he was sexting another woman. I don't think that's. I think it's just straight up cheating.
Yeah, that's
sexting
physical too,
right?
Right? I would think so. I mean, I guess you didn't technically touch. But you're talking about sexual things.
That's just cheating. Doing sexual things. If you're talking, I guess, about sexual things, even that's getting borderline. But I don't know.
Yeah, sexting.
Sexting means like, I'm going to lay you down and...
Right, like you're describing
I'm going to lay you down and I'm going to get off my one wheel.
Get off my one wheel for once.
AITA for not staying with my ex in the hospital right after breaking up with him.
Whopping NTA. You went there. Like, you did your duty.
Absolutely.
And then he told you to leave. What were you supposed to do?
What were you supposed to do? So free yourself, OP. Don't feel the guilt.
No, you were right to get out of this relationship. Like, just because something bad happened to him after the fact that had nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And there's no need to. I mean, it's horrible what happened to him. I have a lot of sympathy for him there.
Yeah, no empathy because you got legs.
I have 2 legs, yes. Although the one is still hurting.
Yeah.
So I haven't started physiotherapy
yet. Is that the one wheel accident? Is the whole leg? Oh, I thought it was just your butt.
No, it's the whole thing.
Oh, it's your whole
like
leg.
a whole muscle going all the way down. But anyway, it's not about me.
Yeah.
NTA, honey.
Yeah, and to anybody out there, like, don't beat yourself up over the breakup. It's never pretty. And then, here's another thing. There's never a good time. How could you break up with me now?
Yeah.
It's
before Valentine's Day.
It's a week before my uncle's birthday. You know what I mean? They always have some day. You're like, I didn't know. I didn't know it was your uncle's birthday. My uncle loved you. I don't remember meeting you. He loved you. He had a picture of you that I gave him yesterday.
He wanted you to be at the party.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of life, you have any updates for us?
Let me try and think of something. I thought of something earlier.
Should we just sit and wait?
No, you go first.
Well, I went speed dating again with
Kamea
dating. We had
Speed Date LA
Eviania
Instagram.
on the show. So this was my second event, and I am now adding experts. I have not added this yet, but my wonderful friend Sam is my new fashion consultant.
Oh, okay. Why? What was the look this time?
Okay, I went jeans.
Did I steer you wrong last time?
Did I consult you the first time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I went similar.
Button up.
I wore a short sleeve button up, and I was just absolutely obliterated by Alex, my friend in our group chat. He was like, "You need to throw out those short sleeve button ups."
Why?
He says it's not
I guess
cool.
it's kind of Dwight Schrute vibes.
It is kind of Dwight Schrute. So anyway, whatever. I wore a jacket so you couldn't tell it was short sleeve.
Okay,
but
like a blazer?
No, just like a
sports
I don't know.
coat?
Have you seen my jacket? No, it's like a kind of a sleek.
A puffer?
It's not puffer. It's like a slim puffer. It's like a slim puffer.
Okay.
And anyway.
And you kept it on?
I did keep it on. It was outside.
Oh, okay.
And it was at night, which I loved. I think I'm more of a night speed dater.
Yeah, because the other one was a day one.
Yeah.
That's
It was
tough.
day in a bar. So it was like not my thing.
Interesting.
Anyway, I had a lot more confidence, and I just I just felt a lot better about how I was doing. I was really getting in a groove. And I just felt good about it. I felt confident. I felt like I was a little bit more questioning rather than trying to kill. Here's my other thing. I'm not trying to kill anymore. You know me. I like to kill. Be as funny as possible.
Oh, okay.
Not murder, Shanno.
Got worried there.
I know, yeah.
Like, where are my knives?
I know.
Put them away.
But yeah, my friend was like, I don't think you should try to be super funny. That's not necessarily like gonna work. And I was like, that's a good point.
Just be yourself, which is not funny.
Okay. You know what? That's enough of this podcast. I've had enough. That was it. No.
Bye.
So fuck off. And good luck in your comedy classes, you monster.
No, but I think it is like, yeah, when you're putting too much pressure on yourself to like, I need to get the laughs.
Yeah, or it's just like, I don't know. I think it's more about, there's more of a matchmaking energy. So it's like get to know each other. And I also just think like, look, it's a short interaction. You only get what, 7 minutes, I think. So it's like, you know, and we were talking about it before. It's like having a little bit of mystery. And this is what I do love about speed dating. There's not a lot of the standard fare because I'm so tired of that. What do you do for work? How old are you? Where do you live? Like that does tend to be avoided. And she's very good about that.
And I mean, Nia was saying like, yeah, just maybe you don't even have to talk about that stuff.
Exactly. Just vibe it out. So anyway, I was doing pretty well. I'm going into these different dates. And another thing that's happened too, I've realized it's like on the dating apps, I would kind of get in my head of like, oh, I'm not attractive. Or like this girl's out of my league. It puts you in that mindset, right? Because you're looking at picture after picture after picture after picture. That's really primarily what you're looking at.
Oh, okay.
Because you got to go fast. As a guy, you got to go fast.
What is it, like 7 minutes in heaven?
The speed dating is 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So in the apps, you get in this very like league.
Oh, in the apps.
Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
You're more in a
pictures,
leaguey
yes.
mindset, which is stupid. Because like I would sit there with a girl and I'm like, yeah, this girl's really pretty. We have we have nothing in common. Like we don't have a vibe, which just kind of made me realize like, yeah, I'm not everyone's cup of tea. Like that doesn't mean I'm not in someone's league. Like it's a stupid way of thinking of things. Anyway, I finally get to this girl who I'm like, oh, this girl is just right away attractive, very vivacious. She's telling the story and she's making me laugh really hard. I think it's really funny. And I'm like reacting big to it. I was being myself, but I think it was kind of like, it's like that energy I'll get in with a comic, you know, like where we're just like laughing really hard at each other. Cause like, that's all we want. That's all we need is the laughs.
But that was what would always drive me nuts about, at least in the improv community. Like we would just be standing around and it just felt like everyone was just doing bits all the time and like trying to like one up each other. And I was just like, can't we just talk?
Yeah.
Like, why are we doing this? It's so fucking exhausting.
You don't like jokes? You don't like a little joke?
It's not funny. Like when you're trying so hard, it's just like, you guys are giving me the ick right now with like how funny you're trying to be with each other. Like, can't we just connect?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. It like gets to be like there's no reality established ever, and I'm like, I don't know anything about you. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I hate it. I would just be like, all right, I gotta go. This is too much pressure. Okay, I gotta get my characters on. Like I'm doing my characters during my show. Like why do I have to do this afterwards?
Yeah.
Can we just be
I'm
friends?
just picturing you standing there all like stone faced around these fucking goofy improvisers.
I don't feel like fake
well,
laughing.
I love being outside after a show. And you're like, ugh. But anyway, so she's telling me a story and I was like laughing really hard and I felt there was good rapport.
Okay.
So the question was, what's the last nice thing a stranger did for you?
She asked that?
Evinia asked that.
Oh, she gives prompts?
Yeah, she gives prompts. She has like a mic and a speaker.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, stranger.
So she tells this really funny story. And then I could not think of a stranger doing something nice for me. All I could think of was freaking Dora. So, which was me being nice to a stranger, which is not really the prompt.
Oh, yeah, because then it kind of seems like you're showing off.
Yeah, and I'm telling the story and I'm like not finding a groove here. And I'm like, this story isn't good. Like I'm just botching it. And I felt it. So then time ended and I felt the need to tie my story up because it had gone nowhere.
Oh, and you're like, what's a good ending?
And it was over time, and the next guy came up behind me.
Oh,
and I was just like, I just totally botched this.
Oh,
so then the next speed date, I'm like, my brain is like, just replay that. We need to figure out what went wrong there. And so I'm not paying attention to the next girl. So then I felt bad about that. Just like not giving her a good.
Yes, you were vacant.
I was vacant. And then, oh God, this gets so cringy. I hate myself for doing this.
Oh no.
So then I wanted to win. I like to win. And so I was like, no, I'll go talk to her after.
Oh, and be like, I told it wrong. This is what really happened.
I mean, I think I went in more
Let
like,
me start over.
Yeah, exactly.
From the
That's
beginning.
it. Like, yeah, let me refresh.
Okay.
And then God, I'm blushing. Oh God, I hate this. And then so I went up to her
Scared.
and I don't remember what I said, but I remember that she just said, she's like, oh, so you're trying to act like one of the, I was like, oh, which one of the guys were you into or whatever? I was trying to just make conversation. She's like, oh, you're trying to act like one of the girls now.
Oh.
And I was just like, I was like, firmly, I blew this. This is over.
And this was the one that you were attracted to.
Yeah. She was my fave because the story was really funny and it was like self-aware. It was like a good little story. It was like, stand-up grader. Now I have to shit on her, but no, it was good. It was a good story.
Oh no. So you don't think so she didn't match with you?
She didn't match with me, but I did get 4 matches, which is a huge improvement from 0.
Oh, huge improvement.
Right. And so now
That's a 400% improvement.
We won't double check the math on that. And so I'm doing something kind of crazy.
What?
Well, I had a lot of fun and it was kind of fun to be texting, 4 people. And so I thought, what if I just maybe did another speed dating event?
Oh, okay.
And then I had another thing I've been noticing is I get really tired. Usually
After the events?
During.
Oh.
And so I was like, you know what, we might need more reps. So I signed up to do 3 speed dating events in one day.
In one day? Psychotic.
I'm doing on this Saturday. I'm going to 3.
You're doing 3. You got tired after 1, so you were like, let's do 3.
Yeah, I need to crack the code.
Danny, that's not how it works. This isn't stand up.
You have to do reps.
No.
Mm-hmm. And so,
are you planning on being a pro speed dater?
I need, when I face the woman I love, I need to be calm and collected. I need to have it down,
Okay, so are these Kamea dating ones?
No, there are 3 other ones.
You're going against her?
Don't tell her.
Well, we're talking on a podcast right now, and she's a listener.
She's not going to find out. She's not going to find out.
She's a listener.
She knows that I'm loyal. I've gone to every event she's invited me to.
Okay. You should be going to her events.
I'm going to go. I'm going to go.
So you're going to another one of hers?
I'm going. Yeah, the next one she invites me to.
Okay, so what time are these speed dating events?
So it's a hiking one open. Hiking one opener.
Okay.
In the morning. Okay. That's till 1.
Do you have breaks in between?
Yes, and then the next one's then the night is the gauntlet. I think I'm going to drink an espresso at 4 p.m. A strong espresso.
Okay.
Then it goes from 5 to 7.
Brush your teeth after.
And that's in West Hollywood.
Okay.
And then I got to go to Koreatown for the closer.
And that's when?
7:30 to 9:30. Speed dating gauntlet.
You really do have an addictive personality.
I don't know how else to tell you that. I'm just insane.
I'm aware of that.
At least I'm channeling it. I think speed dating is better than just literal speed.
True.
That
is very true. That? Can't argue with you there. Wow, interesting. But you did go on a date with one of these gals, right?
I did, and it was a great date. I think that's my favorite thing about speed dating. On the app, some of the dates themselves are really horrible and bad. But I feel like if I've met someone enough to
totally, it's all about vibes.
Yeah, and like we weren't compatible. I don't think we had really a ton of chemistry, but it was still a good date. I bought us drinks at my favorite little non-alcoholic beer. Shout out to Kippard, a nice little bar downtown. And then
it's a non-alcoholic bar.
They have no, it's not. It's actually what's it called? Canned fish is like their thing.
Oh, like sardines?
Yeah, they have lots of sardines, but they have real booze and then they have a lot of non-alcoholic beers.
Gotcha. Now, is this the one that you hooked up with?
No.
Oh, that wasn't a speeding date?
No, I had a Bumble that yeah, I did end my celibacy of 2024. with a Bumble.
With a bumble. With a bumble.
She's great.
Good.
Yeah.
Have you been talking to her?
Yeah, we've been chatting a little bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's been kind of fun.
Now, so did you bring her home to your apartment?
I did, yeah. We got
She's still talking to
oysters.
you.
She's still talking, yeah. She was listening to the pod. She
Did
thinks
you-
you're really funny. So I corrected her and I was like, I'm funny. She's just
She
here.
thinks I'm funny?
Yeah, she said, you guys are so funny.
Oh, I love her. Wait, did she go and listen to it after? Or was this a
Yeah, she
listener?
asked about it. Yeah,
Oh,
she
okay.
asked about it. No, she wasn't a listener before.
Oh, yeah, because you met her on Bumble.
Yeah.
Did you make your bed before she got there?
I would say I pseudo make it. I like put the cover out so it's like flat, and then I turn on the AC so it's nice and cold in there.
Oh.
And then I kiss all the one wheels and let them know they're my real girls.
They're your real girls.
Yeah.
But there is someone coming over. Behave.
Coming over. Yeah, behave.
Behave. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's
Great, I'm
been
glad
good.
you're getting out there.
I'm getting out there.
I'll be so interested in who the gal is that you end up with one day.
I know. It's been
It's been a little while.
I have not been in a serious relationship for
Not that long.
over 3 years.
It's not that bad.
Oh, wait, no, not even 3 years. That's not true.
Was it
In July of
2021?
2024,
It'll be 3.
it'll be 3.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
that
long
much.
at all. You
Yeah,
guys were in a
right.
relationship for 5 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I had 2 COVID short ones.
Yeah.
But I have
It was
not.
even worse of a breakup, right?
Yeah, those were fun.
Ooh.
All right, I gave you all my freaking juice. Oh, and I have a
don't
new
have
show in Echo
anything.
Park. So hit me up, LA people. Come to
yeah.
Echo Park. My new show at a juicery. It's called Glowing Eatery. They have vegan food.
Glowing.
You got a juice? Any updates?
No, not really. I mean, we talked about it on the bonus, but just that I went to New York, went to a bachelorette. I was the oldest by far.
And you were nervous, but it turned out.
It turned out super fun.
They loved you.
They loved me. Apparently, they all
Everybody
had
loves you now.
girl crushes on me.
Who wouldn't?
And she said that I made it a little bit more fun for all of them. I was getting up on the tables. I was dancing. They couldn't believe my age, which I was very flattered by. They couldn't. Their jaws were on the floor.
I always thought you were a little, yeah, because you're 34.
Yes,
I kept thinking, I mean, 27 and in adjusted numbers.
Yes,
But yeah, I always thought you were a little younger. I don't know
I'm
why.
a little bit younger than you,
Yeah. I thought
just
you were
by like 3 months.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
But I'm holding on to those months.
right.
Okay.
No. You have a
Yes.
youthful energy.
Yeah, a lot of people
You're
say
fun.
that. I am fun. I would say I am fun.
Not after improv shows. Fucking tank. I don't want to be near you.
Don't be.
Guys,
making
can we
jokes
not?
around me?
Can we not do improv after an improv show?
I want to talk about very serious
Can we connect,
matters.
guys? I want to connect. I'm here to connect. Stop being funny.
Well, it's just because the thing is, like, they're not being funny. They're just trying to like.
Oh yeah, they're improvisers.
trying.
Oh, I said it. Oh my god, don't tell my
Ooh,
brother.
Andy Vega.
No, Andy's really funny.
You know what I was thinking the other day is the Vegas
Yeah.
is like Vegas.
Oh wow, what a revolutionary.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, yeah, I've thought of it as well. That's
Yeah,
kind of
the
obvious.
Vegas. The Vegas.
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
Right.
Is that what it's supposed to be in Spanish? You know, we always say everything with like a little.
Well, it'd be
American
Las
twang.
Vegas because it would dominate. The dad dominates the group. So I think
Oh
it'd
yeah,
be
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
What it really?
I don't know.
Well, there's ends with an A.
I'm a moron.
Any
I
hoodles.
can't know.
No, I had a great time. I'm still like weirdly jet lagged. I don't know what's going on. I'm sleeping in the weirdest. Sleeping in, staying up late, which doesn't make any
Like
sense.
a teenager.
I know. Well, Max is out of town. He's been gone for a while, and every time he's gone, though, I always stay up so late. It's like I'm like the parents are away
That's cute.
because we always go to sleep at the same time, and you know
Yeah.
it's like around 10ish. But when he's gone, I'm like I can do whatever I want.
What do you do when you stay up late?
Just watch TikTok.
Oh, are you a big TikToker?
I like to scroll, yeah, but also or like watch shows.
What's your big show now that you're into?
I've been really into reality.
Okay.
I'm just into reality, which you guys will you probably already.
It's funny because that means the opposite of what you might think. Like you mean reality TV.
Yeah, but not
which is the
real
fakest,
reality.
right? Like reality is a documentary.
Right.
It
Oh,
cannot
I
be-
love documentaries too.
Oh, do you? Mm-hmm. Oh, nice.
I love true
What's your favorite
crime.
documentary? Oh, true crime.
Ever?
Yeah. Or
any of those good true crime ones. I love like those cult ones are really good. Like Nexium.
Nexium. Who would you want to be murdered by if you were a true crime victim?
Like, are we talking serial killers?
Whatever you want.
Or it could be like personal people in my life.
Oh, I'll also accept that. I didn't know we were going to your personal life, but I'll take it.
No, I don't think I would want to be murdered by anyone personally. Oh, God. I mean, someone that's going to do it quick. Like, I don't want anyone torturing me.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Or like,
Not
definitely no sexual assault.
Right.
So just someone that's going to like pop me real quick.
Okay.
Maybe preferably from behind. I don't even know.
Ooh, that does sound kind of nice. I kind of pay for that. That sounds good.
You're going to pay for that?
Well, yeah.
Oh, if you had to
Well, no, the joke,
choose, you
no,
get
just
the
being
luxury.
that life
You get
is
the
dark.
deluxe package.
This is just a joke about life being dark. You don't get jokes. That's why you're not invited to the improv show after party.
Who would you want to be killed by?
The guy who, the serial guy.
Oh, wait.
Well, the alleged serial guy. I don't know how that turned
You
out.
mean Aned Said?
Yeah.
No, he's innocent.
Okay.
You don't think he is?
I don't know. I'm just saying it sounded good to
think he
me
is.
because it wasn't
Wait, didn't you make that joke at the Hot Ones party
what?
about Adnan?
What was the joke? Yeah, I don't
I
remember. That
forgot.
rings
It
true,
was
though.
something. And then I like had texted you about it and was like, look, he's free. And you were like, okay, why are you texting me that? And I was like, oh, because you made that joke at the Hot Ones party.
I still don't remember that joke.
Yeah, I don't remember either.
What a riveting.
It wasn't like a joke that was like something you could retell. It was like in the moment.
Oh, it was in the
you were like
moment.
shouting out Adnan Said or whatever.
I don't know how that pertains to spicy hot wings.
It was like a question or something. It probably was, who would you want to get killed by? And you were like,
Well, because I remember, wasn't he parked outside of a Best Buy? So I like he can maybe take
there
me
was something about
for a
Best
little
Buy.
final Best Buy, and I could just kind of go out with some nice little electronics.
oh, a little something, a little boost of serotonin before you get shot.
Exactly. And you know they have that soda fridge at the counter. It's kind of a nice touch.
Oh, I have one of those.
What?
Oh, wait, a soda fridge?
Well, I'm saying you could buy soda at Best Buy.
Oh, that's true. A little snacks.
A little snacky.
Final meal, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. Nice little Mountain Dew to take me out.
That's true.
Wait, what are you saying? What do you have?
I have a soda maker.
A Soda Stream?
Soda Stream.
Thing sucks.
Why?
It's just bad texture. I don't think it really works. I think it's a kind of a grift. It's more like airy water. It's not like true seltzer.
Doesn't last long. It gets flat very quick.
bullshit.
You have to drink it all in one sitting.
I don't know. I can't explain it chemically, but that ain't real soda.
I could see what you mean. We always had one growing up, and the syrups that would get put in. Oh my god!
What'd you call that? What word was that?
Syrups.
Syrups. Okay.
Syrups or syrups.
Syrups.
I kind of did a mix of both.
You make it sound like we took my dearly departed, not departed, my ex co-host, syrups. Like we distilled Sarah into
syrups. Yeah, I
a
said it
tasty
weird.
little.
But there was this one. It was called like berry something. If you guys are out there and you ever had this was like in the 2000s. Things I would do to have that flavor right now. I should go online and see if it's available. It would bring me immediately back to my childhood.
But it's no longer made or something.
I don't know. I've
Damn,
never
we
even
gotta get
tried.
it.
Let's see. What is it?
We gotta
Soda
teleport you
Stream.
back.
Oh man.
Maybe that can erase some of your trauma.
Soda Stream berry flavor.
I had a boysenberry syrup recently in Lake Tahoe, and I loved it. Ugh, it was so good.
Oh, like on pancakes.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, it had a little bit of like stinky sour energy. Ugh, I loved it.
Oh, yum. You know what? I like, speaking of cereal earlier, I really need to like go get some cereal.
Yeah. I just can't let myself do that. I'm really trying to cut carbs.
Cereal is just so good. Like I dream about it.
Really?
I have dreams about it.
Do you really?
A couple weeks ago, like I woke
about?
up, I was like, Max, like we gotta get cereal today.
What you would get Fruity Pebbles? What would you get?
No. I get weird ones.
Okay.
Quaker Oat squares. Have you ever had those?
No, dude.
The best cereal in the whole world, hands down.
You're nasty.
And then another weird one that I like.
Oat
Oh, well,
squares.
Life.
I love Life.
Life is so
Life
good.
cinnamon is my shit.
I've been having
And I like
Life
it
a lot
soggy.
recently.
I do. I like it. It can sog out.
It
I
is
love
good
it.
soggy.
It works soggy.
Same with the Quaker Oats Crisp. But like the more normal ones, like the kid kind that I love is Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh yeah, cinnamon. I can't have a box of that. I could just
best.
annihilate a box of that in one sitting.
No. And there's something about Life or like Quaker Oats Crisp where I think it's healthier, but like I doubt it's any more healthy.
No, it's literally just like bread.
It's just
You're
bread
just
and
eating
sugar.
bread and sugar.
It's so good though.
But you can have it with a nice almond milk. I got a Costco membership. Actually, this is changing my life because I'm always stuck in Venice because stupid traffic keeps me here. I can't go home.
Oh yes.
And-
so you got a Costco?
Yeah.
There's one right near here.
Yeah, there's one. Isn't that weird, guys? There's a Costco right by the beach. So
Yeah.
something to do if I
You need something to do.
hang out with friends or something. We should record a podcast in the Costco.
Oh yeah, we should.
We really could. Do you have a Costco membership?
No.
You're not?
No.
Okay, don't act like you're better than me.
Yeah, but I could go as a guest with you.
I don't know how that works.
Yeah, I can because Ken has one, and I go with
And
him.
you go with him?
I mean, just back in the day.
You a good Costco mule? You can help me find stuff?
I don't know.
Good at
I
Costco?
don't know it well.
Yeah, it'd be a lot.
But anyway, now we're really just rambling.
We're out of shit. Anyway, shout out to all my Costco people. I'm actually on the Costco subreddit and people will just post the funniest shit. They're like, the new rotisserie chicken bags leak. You're like, wow, I did not know this was a problem.
Leak.
They leak.
Your face. I know people are very into things like just
People
period.
love
People
Costco.
love certain things and go so hard for them.
At Costco, they got these chungus blueberries. It's $5 for a lot of them, and they're so big.
I love big blueberries.
And I was like, they're organic though. Everything at Costco is organic. And I was like, these are
Oh, it
not.
is?
No, they're not. I was like, yeah, of course they're not. They're huge.
Yeah,
they're
no
like
way.
literally.
There's hormones in that for sure. I actually always wish
hormones. It's a fucking fruit.
there's hormones. Don't ask questions. But I always wish a blueberry was the size of an apple, though. Wouldn't that be good?
I don't know. That's you're kind of tainting. You're like trying to combine my two loves. I don't know. It's dangerous.
I
You're
forgot.
playing God. But no, I don't know. You feel like the texture would be a little weird that big.
Yeah, like maybe you need a little more skin to
Like imagine a
body
grape that
ratio.
big. I feel like it would just like explode on your face.
Oh, that'd be pretty good.
Yeah. Anyway, we're at fruit. We're really out of shit.
at
We're gonna
fruit.
go, guys. Thanks so much for listening.
Oh, look at you right now, like your little pose.
I'm comfortable
You
now.
guys see it?
I'm getting used to banter at the end. I saved a little bit of myself for marriage. I don't know why I said that. I'm supposed to be funny.
I don't understand what's going on. What are we at? 125?
Yeah.
We're really gonna have to cut this down, or maybe not.
No, it's a banter at the end. It's legal.
It's the banter at the end. It's legal. All right, we gotta go.
Come see Shannon's improv show. Guys, thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
We had it for a second.
We did better that time. We did it!